It was a turnaround Tuesday, and the markets gave you a clue. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update. And wow, rip your face off, take the bears to the woodshed, and beat the crap out of them once again. And of course, after being down about 360 points in the Dow came back to close only down about 50 or 60. S&P closed positive on the day. NASDAQ exploded to the upside along with the Russell. Maybe it's ahead of Apple's earnings, which aren't out yet as of this taping. But the markets were telling you, and they were giving you a clue that there was a chance for this turnaround. I actually texted out today around noon telling everybody that, hey, the VIX is not down enough for as much as the market's down. That's a hint that we may see a little bit of rally. Now, I never expected the futures to turn around as dramatically as they did. The S&P down 23, 24 points, coming at positive on the day. The Dow coming from 360 down to be close to even. And of course, the Russell, the NASDAQ coming from down about 10, 12 ticks to up 90, 80. I didn't expect it to be that big a rally, but it was very evident that the VIX was telling the story. And the story was that there was no volatility, there was no fear, and there was no volume in this market, which left a rally or an attempt at a rally wide open. And sure enough, boom, there it came like a great racehorse coming into the Kentucky Derby this week. We will have a selection for that, by the way, as well. But here we go, like a great racehorse, boom, came running out of the turn and just ran, and there was no stopping it. Now, we'll see. Again, this does not relieve the condition that we're in, which is still a downtrend. It's just a little bit of a spurt in a market that's going lower. These are rallies you're looking to sell. I mean, I would have liked to have sold the NASDAQ futures before Apple's earnings, but unfortunately I missed them, and the markets are closed in between, and I'm not going to sell it now. But in the meantime, that would have been something that I'd certainly like to do, and I'll give you a benchmark. They're up 83 on the day, all right? So that's where I'd like to sell them. But in the meantime, oil got clobbered today. Now, it was really down. It was down about $1.60, came back to only be down about $1.12. Bonds, as we figured, under pressure. And of course, the rates are going higher. We do have the Fed tomorrow, and there is no rate hike predicted, but you never know. We have a new Fed guy, and he supposedly, from my sources, and if you listen to Danielle DiMartino Booth, a little bit hawkish. So we'll see if they come out with a surprise. If that does, I think there'll be some big selling. In the meantime, the 10-year is pushing that 3% again. You've got the dollar exploding now in the mid-92s, as we've been saying all along. You got to be buyers of dollars, and this is, again, our black swan event, the dollar spiking, and then interest rates over 3%. So let's see how that all plays out. And of course, gold got clobbered, broke down below that support level, didn't take out 1,300, got down to about 1,302 before closing around 1,307. So we'll see how that plays out. Again, it doesn't look great, but one thing that is kind of gnawing at you if you look at the GLD, and that's the lack of volatility, which means that it should be going back up again, but we'll see how this all plays out. In the meantime, the grains continue to move higher now. The wheat exploded again. I would be a seller. Now, again, I'm a very long-term bull. I think there's a chance for big markets in the grains. However, from here, I'd be a seller of corn and wheat as a trade, not as an investment. As an investment, I want to be long. I'm looking for a pullback to step in and buy. I think wheat's gone a little bit too far, too fast here, so I think that's a pretty good opportunity. Corn, yeah, you know, it's up, but nothing. And soybeans are still our one concern. And as we wrote, the meats, cattle should be lower. And of course, feeders are down about 250 today. Fats were down just a little bit. I'd like to see a little bit more pullback, and then I'm looking to be a buyer. I'm not looking to be a seller in the cattle or in hogs. Hogs are up about $1.50, and I think they're going higher. I look for them to go up near that 82 level. Also, you had Bitcoin was down. You know, again, after going from 5,800 or so to 9,000, a little over 9,000, a little selling is no big deal. You've got the Fed tomorrow, which is going to create a lot of action around 2 o'clock Eastern time. It should be relatively sedate going into that, but look for about 3 moves. There'll be the move off in the announcement, there'll be a secondary move, and then there'll be the real direction of where they're going to go. But it could be wild for the last 2 hours. And of course, we've got jobs on Friday. So this is, you know, it can be a very active week. And I think that's one of the reasons we've seen a lack of volume and a lack of real activity the last couple of days, as everybody's kind of waiting to see. Plus the fact that you did have a little bit of rally. It is the first of the month, so you expect to see some money coming into the market. But overall, again, we say that this is just a little bit of a rally in a market that is trending lower. Until we break that downtrend, I have no reason to even think about getting long the market. There's obviously individual stocks that we looked at that we think were good purchases. And we looked at Seagate today that broke hard on earnings and looked to be a buyer there, and Skyworks, which was up pretty big. So again, you're looking for individuals, you're looking to follow the pattern, you're looking for that footprint that the market leaves, just like it left today, that you had an idea that the sell-off might stop and the selling might not continue. So that's really what's going on. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Daily Update. And remember our high school investing program. If you'd like to help us out, go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. And don't forget to listen to the Bubba Show every day at 4 to 5 Eastern at libertytalk.fm. This is Bubba's Daily Update. We'll see you back here tomorrow after the Fed, after the Geniuses Report. The Bubba's Daily Update. We'll see you here tomorrow, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a great day.